I will damage your ego. What do I mean by this? Firstly, we have to understand what the ego is. The ego is this character that you've created throughout your lifetime. So my ego is called Charles. It's in this particular avatar. It has certain personality traits, blah, blah, blah. It has this wild hair, right? All of that. This is Charles's ego. I'm the spiritual being that lives within and perceives through Charles, the ego, right? I'm not Charles, the ego. And so I'm quite blunt, I'm quite direct as the ego Charles when I'm communicating with people, because I'm speaking from the place of the depth of what I am as a spiritual being. I don't really care as much about someone's current pain as I do about their eternal growth. So if I see something in someone, like a client that I'm working with, or at an event, or here, there, or anywhere, I say things blunt, I say things direct. I haven't got time to beat around the bush. Now, I try and say it with as much compassion as possible. And I always advise people to say things with compassion when they're interacting with others, but there's no time to fuck around. There's no time to be playing, trying to, what's it called? Sugarcoat things. And when you say things to people with compassion and love and empathy and respect, most importantly, but blunt and direct, you might damage that person's ego. You might call them up on something, a particular toxic behavior, a particular trait. They're doing something that's really unhealthy for them, and you just call them out on it. You just say it how it is. Bow. Right? Now, this person has this massive emotional flare-up. They get really emotional, really angry, really hurt, really upset, and they blame you for that pain like you can cause pain in anybody else, right? Pain can only be triggered from within, based on how we perceive and therefore give meaning to a particular event. That's all you. It's all your responsibility, your pain, right? So if I say something and it triggers someone's pain and they go into an emotional place and it hurts them, part of me feels like that's really good. Because if they're hurting, and this is again not some just, disgusting, destructive, toxic, verbal abuse that I'm just sprouting out. No, this is constructive criticism. This is real life. This is what it is. And I only give advice when people ask me for it, or if someone's crossing my boundaries as well. So I'm not just running around the streets calling people out on their shit, because that's not my responsibility. I used to when I was younger, and it used to get me in all kinds of trouble. Good times, good times. But now I keep myself to myself, and when someone asks, I give it to them. But I care about their eternal growth much more than the temporary pain that they feel. And so if it triggers this pain and it hurts them, that's their ego becoming damaged. And they might get ego bruised, butt hurt, and fuck off and be like, oh, I don't like Charles. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I will damage your ego because the truth hurts. And when you're identified to this false character that you're playing, if someone then calls you out on something, it's going to hurt because you believe that's you. It's not you. It's not you. It's a behavior that you're demonstrating in a particular moment. Let me re-articulate that. You are not your behaviors. You're not your actions. You're not your thoughts, and you're not your emotions. You're perceiving through your emotions. You're perceiving your thoughts if you're consciously aware. If not, you're kind of lost in them and you're distracted. You're enacting actions, and you're also enacting behaviors, right? These behaviors, these actions, none of them are you. But if you believe they're you, and you believe your actions, and you believe your whatever it is, and then someone calls you out on it, it's going to really hurt. And that's good, because your ego is getting damaged. Your ego identification is getting damaged because you're not this ego. And if you're identified to it and someone calls you out and you're feeling a lot of pain, you need to be like, let me take a second back, take a step back, reflect on life, and see if there's any validity in what this person's saying to me, in my behaviors, understanding that they're not you. So if I say something that's blunt or direct or whatever and it hurts, you have to be like, why does it hurt? Did Charles just damage my ego? And I say this with love and compassion and respect. And the utmost integrity, and I have compassion for everyone and what they're going through and their emotions and their turmoil. I know it's difficult on this path of growth, living inside a human being, right? This isn't an easy venture, you could call it. But we're here, we're in this together. And so everything I say with love and compassion, and I say it for everyone's best interests. And like again, I said, you know, I'm only going to say these things to people if they've asked for it, or if it's at an event and I'm speaking to the masses or whatever. And I encourage you to do the same. Speak freely, damage people's egos, let them take it how they want to take it, you know? Don't tiptoe and hold things back and suppress things because you think it might hurt someone's feelings. People need to toughen up, man. It's 2020. Come on.